They called my orphan niece a burden, so I sold their business. We were supposed to be having the ultimate winter family vacation at this massive luxury ski lodge I rented up in the snowy mountains. The fire was roaring, and my sweet 8-year-old niece Emma, who my wife and I adopted after my brother passed away, was just trying to put a star on the tree. That is when my older sister Megan's teenage son walked right up, snatched the star out of her hand, and threw it into the fireplace. Grandma says you are not even real family anymore, he sneered. She says you are just a massive financial burden, and you completely ruined my uncle's life by forcing him to raise another man's kid. The entire room went completely dead silent. The only sound was the crackling of the fire. I looked over at my mom, fully expecting her to scold him, but instead she just smirked, took a slow sip of her wine, and looked away. My sister Megan just rolled her eyes. Oh, for crying out loud. Calm down, she groaned. Teenagers are just moody. Stop being so sensitive and let it go. I looked at my beautiful wife, and her face was totally pale as she desperately pulled Emma into a tight hug as the little girl started sobbing. I did not scream. I did not throw a fit or cause a massive scene. I just walked over, grabbed my wife's hand, put a protective arm around Emma's shoulders, packed our bags in record time, and walked straight out into the freezing snow. You are ruining the entire holiday, Mom yelled from the front porch. I loaded my family into the SUV and drove back down the mountain in total heavy crushing silence. That night, after I got Emma settled into bed, I marched straight into my home office, cracked my knuckles, and opened my laptop. For 3 long agonizing years, I had been the sole financial backbone for this entire toxic family. My mom's ridiculous luxury retirement home payments, $3,000 every single month. Megan's failing boutique fitness gym that she barely runs. I was the sole legal owner of the building and covered the $4,000 monthly overhead. Plus, I paid for this entire $12,000 ski lodge rental. We were currently at almost $7,000 a month. Gone to selfish, cruel people who thought my amazing daughter was just a worthless burden. Well, the endless gravy train was officially derailed. Click. I canceled Mom's retirement home. Autopay. Transferring the balance to her name. Click. I emailed my commercial real estate broker and told him to list Megan's gym building for sale immediately and lock the doors. Click. I called the ski lodge owner and canceled the rest of the reservation, kicking them out into the cold. By Wednesday morning, the absolute chaos started blowing up my phone. Megan called, leaving frantic, screaming voicemails. The building manager just changed the locks on my gym. What the hell did you do? Mom texted right after the retirement. Home director says, my monthly fees bounced. Call the bank now. I did not answer a single one. A few hours later, they drove all the way back to my house and were pounding aggressively on my heavy oak front door. When I finally opened it, leaning casually against the doorframe, they looked absolutely furious. Are you completely insane? Megan screamed, practically foaming at the mouth. I am going to lose all my clients by tomorrow, and I am getting evicted from my suite. Mom yelled, her face turning beet red. You need to fix these bank accounts right this second. I just stood there watching them sweat and panic. I do not need to fix anything, I said, keeping my voice totally calm and icy. You made it crystal clear that my little girl is just a burden to you, so I am simply dropping the financial burdens in my own life. It was just a stupid teenage joke. Mom pleaded, her anger suddenly turning into desperate panic. He is just a kid. He did not mean what he said. He meant exactly what you told him to say behind my back, I replied, staring them down. You taught him that my kid is a worthless mistake. Well, your personal bank account is permanently closed. Megan stepped forward, clenching her fists. But we are your real blood family. You owe us this support. No, I whispered quietly, stepping back inside. My real family is sitting in the living room right now, decorating our own tree. You two are just a cancelled auto payment. I shut the heavy door, locked the deadbolt tight, and went back to my real family. What would you do in this situation? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.